Welcome back. This is your girl Lisa Austin Granville, and you're listening to the 3-time Stellar Award-winning gospel station right here in Trenton, New Jersey. And you're viewing us on WPHY TV Mercer. And we're back in our studio. We have Mr. Skip Bailey. We're going to do our thing. We're going to, for another 30 minutes.
Yes.
I'm glad to have you back.
Just let it flow. We're going to let it flow.
We're going to let it flow. And this is your girl, your host, Lisa Austin Granville. So listen, we were talking about this CD of yours. You are outstanding and unstoppable. 25 success principles. Real talk by Mr. Skip Bailey.
Yes.
This is deep.
Thank you. But you know what? In a couple of my speeches, and I'm not trying not to insult anyone's intelligence, but I sometimes give the definition of outstanding and unstoppable. Because a lot of people really don't know, because the first one is, well, outstanding. Outstanding means you stand above the rest. You stand above the rest.
Like
because
that.
you come to think of it, even with sports, no matter what it is, who's out on the court or on the football field playing all the time? Outstanding Tommy, outstanding Lisa, outstanding somebody. Who's on the bench? We're not, downplaying the ones that are sitting on the bench, but they're not as outstanding as little Tommy is, because that's why he's in the game all the time. Or little Lisa, because they're outstanding, seriously.
Right.
Unstoppable. You can't be stopped.
No, that's good.
Seriously, if you Google, those are the actual definitions. You can't be stopped.
I like that. I really feel like that. I feel like, one of my hashtags is always unstoppable with JC. I'm unstoppable with Jesus Christ. As long as he is my rider, we can do anything. I can do not some things, but all things. So this is good and outstanding. I'm starting to get that revelation, at this age in my life, that I am outstanding. And there's nothing wrong with knowing that you're outstanding, that you were born to stand out.
Right.
So that's a good thing.
Absolutely. And one of the things also that you mentioned earlier in reference to things that I convey to people, mainly women that I speak to for now, that it's okay to love yourself. It's okay to even tell yourself you love you. As a matter of fact, I said at one time, last year I believe it was, on my birthday. It's so easy for us to send somebody else a birthday card and write something nice in it.
Yeah.
That's so easy, isn't it?
Yes, that is.
But last year I did that to myself. I wrote myself, I went to the store, got myself a birthday card. It was like a week before my birthday. And I wrote something nice to myself, and I mailed it to myself, and I wrote, I love you. Because people think, well, it's not normal, but it should be normal to tell yourself that you love yourself. Because, once again, it's so easy to tell another person. And in most cases, in a lot of cases, people tell a person that they love them. Sometimes they really don't even mean it. To be honest, straight talk, real talk, they don't mean it. But they don't mean it. So it's okay to tell yourself, look at yourself in the eye and tell yourself, I love you. That's good. That's a good thing.
It is. I mean, I like that. I think I'm going to send myself a card.
Absolutely, yeah.
But the thing is going in there, picking out the card that describes what you think about yourself.
Right.
Now, that's a good thing that now so I think I want to pick up that principle. So this is cool. I'm really enjoying this conversation. Outstanding and unstoppable. So let's talk about some of these tracks.
Okay, absolutely.
We talked about, number one, and I'm going to keep mentioning that because faith comes from hearing and hearing. Right. And I think that people need to understand, know who you are. Right. Number one.
Yeah. I now know who I am. As a matter of fact, I've always been in the public eye, but now I'm on a different stage speaking. So playing the guitar in the past, even the fashion shows, but I want to go stick with the guitar because that's what I've been doing for the last few years.
Now you play at a church.
I play bass guitar. I was playing at a church.
Okay, yes. I thought I saw you not so long ago.
Playing bass guitar at a church, yes. But even though when I'm on stage playing, and I thought about this stuff for myself, I can be whoever I want to be with the guitar in my hand. Even though I know who I am, but I can go off. I can go to another location. Seriously.
Right.
Playing the guitar, the audience is seeing me play my guitar, bass guitar, but I'm somebody else. But with speaking and to have people to really hear your message, and here's a big clue. Here's to have someone to feel your message. I'm going to speak about that for 1 second before I go back to it.
Please.
One of the things that I speak about is, when I start off my speech, I tell people, don't just rely on what you hear me say. Don't just believe what you hear me say. And then I get some looks like, what do you mean? You're going to tell us something? Now you want us to believe you? Yeah, but more, I want you to feel what I'm about to say to you. Because you may have, people may have gotten a card from someone, and at times there may have been a certain time you read the card, but you didn't really feel what was said in the card. You know, you didn't feel what they were had intentions. Yeah, true intentions. But vice versa, if you've received a card from someone, if you've read it, but then again, you really felt the intentions. You really felt what was said in the card. So that's what I mean when I tell people to begin to feel, and open up and feel what I'm about to say to you. Experience it. So even getting back to the playing the bass guitar can be anybody, but speaking, to be authentic, you have to be yourself. Me speaking in front of someone, in front of 10 people, 100 people, 1,000 people, I have to be me. I can't be anybody else. I can't be Les Brown, Tyler Perry, or nobody else. I can't use their lines or what. I can use them, but I still have to be me.
Right, absolutely.
So I've come to terms that there's a real big difference in that, being authentic with yourself and being authentic with the audience also.
Because they can engage with authenticity.
Yeah.
It's when you're not true, they can really pick up on it.
Yeah, and being transparent.
Oh, absolutely. I think, you have to be transparent. And especially nowadays, people don't want, someone to gloss over stuff, and it goes back again about what we talked about previously about being honest with people, giving them the truth.
Right.
A lot of times people want the truth. There's still some people who don't, but again, you'll never meet your true potential if you don't know who you are.
Right.
I had went through something most recently in my life. I had to realize that, I'm not as secure as I thought I was. And when God was able to expose that to me, then I was able to deal with it.
Okay.
How can I deal with something and I don't really know what it is?
Right.
Because, even if the doctor tells me, he diagnoses me, I have to believe the diagnosis for me to even, So it's just really, I think it's really essential that you're talking about know who you are. You have number 3, know what you want. There's a lot of people who are very indecisive.
Yeah, yeah. It's just like a kid, a little kid, 2-year-old, 3-year-old kid. You ever notice a kid, you take him in. As a matter of fact, I had my grandson over the weekend. He just turned 3 in April. He said he was hungry. First, goes to the refrigerator. He opens up the refrigerator. He's looking. I want this, no, I don't want that. I want this, I want that. And he couldn't decide what he wanted because he didn't know what he wanted. And that's where a lot of adults are this day and age. We don't know what we want. So how can you get something if you don't know what you want?
You got to make a plan.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I share with people, the Bible says a double-minded man is unstable in all his ways. God told you something, just do it. Go for it. Don't worry about all the other voices. And you can't continue to be undecisive because you'll miss your blessing.
Right.
You're going to miss some great things being undecisive. Stick to it and just go for it.
Absolutely.
Right?
Right, absolutely.
Right. You got down here 9. This is deep.
Oh,
this is deep.
What's number 9?
Take responsibility for your life.
Ooh, yeah.
Can't keep blaming folk.
You can't keep blaming folk. You have to blame the person that you see in the mirror that we're talking about.
That man in the mirror.
That person in the mirror. That man in the mirror, that woman in the mirror. When I speak about on there also, I talked about earlier my past drug addiction. I used to blame the fact that this, and I say this in the CD, this is my story. This is what I believe, what I felt.
Right.
Okay? That I felt that one of the reasons why I was still, I couldn't shake the drug addiction or whatever, because I felt that when I was younger, my father didn't spend enough time with me. That was my story.
Right.
Not saying that's because there's, when they say there's the right, there's your story, his story, then there's the truth.
Right.
But that was my story.
Right.
And because I felt that, especially growing up as a teenager, as talented as I was, that I wasn't getting the attention. So that was my story. And even some of the past relationships, I talk about this in the CD, that I blame some of the past relationships. Well, you're the reason why I do this. No. I'm not putting it up to your mouth or your nose or whatever. You're doing that.
Yeah. And that's it. We do have to take responsibility. I tell a lot of even the young people I mentor, they'll say, well, I don't have a good father. I said, well, you had a bad one, so you know what a good one looks like. It's the opposite. That's good. Yeah. So you know what a bad one looks like. So now you should know what a good one looks like. So we do have to stop blaming, like you said, take responsibility for our lives.
Yeah.
This 12 though, this is a hot CD. I love it. Avoid dream stealers.
Ooh.
What is a dream stealer?
We have to talk about that.
I want to talk about a dream stealer. Absolutely.
You sure we're going to talk about that? That one there, I did step on a couple of toes.
Step on it.
I did step on a couple of toes. I mentioned the fact that, of course, we talked about earlier my fashion shows,
Mm-hmm.
and there was a certain show that we did at the Trenton Marriott when it was labeled a Marriott, and we had some of the radio personalities from Philadelphia come to our shows to help us out, to help us promote it. And a young lady that was in my show like 10, 15 years ago wasn't in this show, and she said to me, "Skip, I see you got your little show coming up." That was a little her way of being a dream stealer.
Mm.
And also in the CD, I have the main title of where the CD rolls off from is the book is "You're Outstanding and Unstoppable." Cousin of mine, a relative, you asked for it, so I'm gonna give it.
Yeah, I need it. We need to hear it.
And so other people may learn from.
Yeah.
A relative of mine said, "Skip, I see you got your little book out." So little dream stealers like that, little things like that, will affect you. And people, and we accept it. Don't accept those things
Don't.
from people that say those things to you. Don't accept it.
Yeah.
Correct them.
And it's no different, you know. Sometimes you have to rebuke folk.
Yeah.
You do, and
Yeah.
in love, you got to
Yeah.
rebuke
Yeah,
them because
absolutely.
you know, just like Jesus rebuked Peter because he said, "Peter, you say things that not be of my Father."
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? So you know, and he did it in love. He loved Peter, but he also knew that Peter wasn't aligned with the vision anymore.
Wow.
You know what I'm
Wow.
saying?
Yes.
So everything is in the Bible. That's why I love a good book. It's
Wow.
powerful. It's
Wow.
powerful. But listen, we're going to have to take a break. But
Okay.
before we take a break, let's say one more thing. Don't quit.
Don't quit. Never
And
give
that
up.
is number 21.
Yeah. Never
never-
quit. Just never.
Never give
Don't
up.
quit on yourself.
Mm.
Because you may quit on a certain thing or trying to build this door or whatever. If you quit on building the door, you're still pretty much quitting on yourself. Because you know you can do it.
This is good. I'm going to tell you, we're going to
Okay.
come back. We're going to
Okay.
talk more.
Okay.
I want this CD.
Okay.
I got to
Okay.
have this CD.
Okay.
I want to share it with some folk. But listen, you're listening to your girl, Lisa Austin Granville, on WIMG 1300 AM. Great gospel right here in Trenton, New Jersey.
Wow.
Also, you're viewing us on WPHY TV Mercer, and we'll be back after this commercial break with Mr. Skip Bailey